Time and again, I have stood at this podium and urged all our residents who have guns at home, if you own a gun, please lock it up. It's the law, and it saves lives. Today, I repeat that message with special urgency because today we allege a gun that was not safely stored led to a tragedy. Here are the facts that we allege. In the morning of November 14th of this past year, we allege that Jalen Burdett, who is a licensed security guard, put an unsecured, loaded gun in a closet in a bedroom in his mother's home. In that room was, that's where a 5-year-old boy who was in foster care slept and played. The defendant allegedly found the gun in an alley behind the home earlier in that morning. 6 days later, we allege, that 5-year-old boy found the gun, and we allege that he fatally shot himself. We've filed 3 criminal counts in this case, including the unsafe storage of a firearm. I cannot say strongly enough that it is absolutely essential that if you have a gun at home, that you safely store it. And I want to elaborate a little bit on facts that underscore, beyond the tragedy we allege that happened in this case, why that is so important. Because we've been working, as you've heard from our office, for years nationally with leading gun violence prevention experts to do everything we can here in Los Angeles to protect public safety and protect our families. But here's the thing. Guns are the 3rd leading cause of death for kids in this country. Every year in America, roughly 350 children gain access to a gun and unintentionally shoot themselves or somebody else. 87% of kids in households where there's a gun know where their parents have stored that gun, and 60% of those kids have held that weapon. Suicide is a big issue too. Every year, more than 600 kids in America die from suicide, and over 80% of teens who commit suicide with a gun used one that belonged to someone in their home. And by the way, here in Los Angeles, the major source of crime guns is guns that are lost or stolen. You can't have a gun that's lost or stolen that was safely stored. It's absolutely essential that adults fulfill their obligations, and we've been working to assure that every adult knows that. We worked with LAUSD, for example, to assure that parents of LAUSD students attest that if there is a gun in the home, it is safely stored. And there's now pending legislation in Sacramento to accomplish the same thing on a statewide level. I want to thank our terrific team who works so hard to protect public safety here in Los Angeles every day. Arturo Martinez, Greg Dorfman, and George Sammy, in particular, in this case. And of course, I also want to, as I always do, thank our colleagues at LA City View Channel 35 for being so responsive and so gracious in allowing us to air this press conference. I will say a few words in Spanish, and then I'll be happy to take any questions. Una y otra vez me he parado en este podio y dije, si tienes un arma, enciérrala. Es la ley y salva vidas. Hoy repito ese mensaje con especial urgencia, porque hoy alegamos que un arma no se almacenó de forma segura y ese fracaso condujo a una tragedia. En la madrugada del 14 de noviembre del año pasado, alegamos que Jalen Burdett, una guardia de seguridad con licencia, colocó una pistola cargada sin seguridad en un armario en una habitación en la casa de su madre, donde un niño de 5 años en cuidado crianza dormía y jugaba. El acusado presuntamente encontró el arma en un callejón detrás de la casa en misma mañana. Alegamos que 6 días después, el 20 de noviembre, el niño de 5 años encontró el arma no asegurada y se disparó fatalmente. Estamos acusando al acusado de 3 cargos que incluyen no almacenar de manera segura un arma de fuego. Encierra tus armas, salva vidas. Aquí alegamos podría haber salvado la vida de un niño de 5 años. Are there any questions? Okay, so we have no questions. Let me conclude with this. We allege a tragedy occurred because we allege there was a failure to follow one of the most basic principles of law regarding guns and safety here in California. We allege a gun was not safely stored and that it led to a 5-year-old who shot himself and died. It's a tragedy for everyone involved, and we allege it was an avoidable tragedy. In your home, if you have a weapon, please take the basic steps necessary to secure that weapon so that no child can gain access to it and hurt himself or somebody else. Thank you very much.